Hello everybody, welcome to this playthrough for Rookie Division with the tournament win here for the Ryder Cup tournament in Golf Clash, the game video sponsored by Golf Clash and Playdemic. And before we start, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and also visit golfclashtommy.com for more Golf Clash related content for free. Last but not least, get the ultimate tournament guides on patreon.com/golfclashtommy, link directly in the description down below. Follow the info box on the right hand side for the club distance adjustment, elevation adjustment, the ball and club type I do want you to play with. Have in mind that you don't have to follow the suggestions, but there is always a plan behind it. In the end though, can we get this video to 300 thumbs up? That would be amazing and I would be very thankful for that. In the end though, let's go to hole number 1. For hole number 1, I want us to start with the quarterback. Even though we have it in a lower level, which it will mean that we do have less topspin than obviously the higher level has, I still want us to play with it because it will give us an accuracy, it will give us a good ball guideline, but especially the accuracy is what I want us to focus on and combined with curl, because we are looking to get down the right side here, because that will be the best way, or like the best possible way for us to get something to drop. The thing that I did is to put myself in max distance with the red ring by the rough line to the right, adding max topspin, max side spin to the right, and I'm playing with a katana. Adjustment, maximum distance plus 20, and then we go with full curl to the right. The thing that I however want to recommend though is to push up to max. So push up your club to max before you're taking your shot. It will get you to gain more distance and therefore you will not be in the situation that I am now. And I think this is a very valuable lesson here, as I'm coming into a situation where I'm just in between clubs. And that's never going to be something that we do want to be, because that will make us having a very inconsistent wrestle. It will also make us really stressed because it's going to be hard to adjust then on the fly. The plan is to get a short iron towards the pin, but if you're in between clubs like I am, use your long iron, preferably the backbone, and go for a rough bump. The wind is aligned in a good way with the rough, that even if you hit a great left or great right or misadjust, you will still clip the rough with your shot anyway. Maximum distance plus 20 with your short iron. If you play with a long iron, you play minimum distance plus 20 when it comes to the rough bump. So hole number 1, make sure you make the drive correct, and have in mind if you push up like I didn't do, if you push up to max, then you will find yourself with short iron all the time. But I wanted to show you this video to display the difficulty that's going to happen with in between clubs. For hole number 2, I'm going to use my sniper in whatever level I may have it in. And I'm going to first and foremost add spin. And you can see that I'm using 2 bars of left spin and I'm using 1.5 bar top spin. Now I'm trying to have the ball guideline pointing directly to the hole. And if you do have a sniper level 6 or below, you will only have 4.0 in ball guideline, which will make this setup a little bit more difficult. But if you have level 7 or better, you do have a 4.5 ball guideline, and then it's going to be way easier. Adjustment, maximum distance with a 35% over adjustment. We're playing this one massively downhill, and the ball will therefore be affected more by the wind. The thing that happens here is that the ball is just short in line. You can never have the ball going short in line, ladies and gentlemen. Never ever. Make sure we add more topspin. 1.8 topspin would be better than the 1.5 that we did, and then keep the max plus 35 and we are golden. For hole number 3, we're going to come to our first par 5, and we're going to go directly over to the fairway up to the top right. Here I would strongly advise you to play with a power 3 ball, not so much for the drive but for the second shot, and we will get there in just a bit. Max side spin left and 1 bar of top spin. We're looking for the ball guideline to be just straight down the fairway, and we are looking to get this ball as far up the fairway possible. Maximum distance with a 10% over adjustment gives us 1.1 ring. And then we're going to take our shot. We're not going to go with any curl, any overpower, any underpower, just a normal shot. Just get the ball once again to the fairway with the first bounce to then gain as much distance possible up to the rough there at the top. We could go way, you know, like at least 10 yards more with our drive without being close to the rough. So we do need to maybe move up a little bit with our position. But once again, power 3 ball is what I would like you to have. Because here you can see for the second shot, we're playing with a power 2 ball. And now it's just so much guesswork here. Like, we don't really know if we're gonna go short or we're gonna go long, and I most definitely don't want to go long. So here I'm aiming for the pin, and you know, with the direction here, but I'm so miles off with the distance here that it is going to be difficult for me to get this one correct. Maximum distance, no elevation is the adjustment though. And once again, a power 3 ball will help us to get closer. So that combined with moving our target further up on the fairway with our drive will help us tremendously. Unfortunately, a great right, and obviously a great right won't be doing that well for us, and we're getting pretty short on the green here. Sure, with a perfect would be more left and a little bit further up, but we will still need that power 3 ball and a little bit better drive to have a better chance on hole number 3. For hole number 4, we are going to use the Guardian, and here you can use whatever Guardian that you do have, meaning whatever level you have. Max backspin and 2 bars of side spin to the right. And I'm aiming, as you can see here, to have the blue ring halfway down into the bunker. Second bounce is approximately 1 green square into the green. Adjustment is going to be maximum distance with a 30% over adjustment. So even if we're not in maximum distance of our club, we're still going to adjust for maximum distance when it comes to club distance. I'm using a quasar ball to have the side spin too, but I want to keep the suggestions for what ball we're gonna use as low as possible. So in the end, you see here that we come a little bit too much to the right, so it might be wise to move ourselves a little bit more left. But in the end though, on this one here, I do not feel that the hole-in-one is going to be that makeable, especially when we don't have that many tries to dial the shot in, because we're playing so much downhill. And a big reason why I'm using the Guardian here is to make sure that we, even if we are not super dialed in or maybe make mistakes with our adjustment, the backspin will help us to have a simple putt no matter what for the birdie, because the worst thing you can do is make a par on a par 3. For hole number 5, which is a fairly boring par 5, we're only looking to get an eagle here. We're not looking for an albatross, and I'm going to explain why later on. 4.5 bar topspin, 2 bars of side spin to the left. Let the ball guideline to be just straight down the middle. Adjustment is going to be maximum distance with no elevation here for the drive, and I'm using a power 3 ball as the Titan. Power 3 ball is, in my opinion, the absolute minimum that you do need here. You do adjust, and then it's time to take our shot. Obviously, a perfect ball here with a low accuracy club like the extra mile is going to be very, very beneficial. Ball bounces on the fairway and it gets down the fairway, and we are in absolute beautiful position for the second shot. Second shot, I play with the wood club that gives me the most power. In this case, it's the big dog, and I'm using as much top spin combined with the 2 bars of side spin to the left, and looking for the ball guideline to be pointing straight down in between the rough on the left and the bunker on the right. And you can see how the pin stands. It's basically like it's close to impossible to adjust directly at the pin, and that's why we are going for an eagle here and not an albatross. Adjustment is max with no elevation, and then we're gonna push up to absolute max. Here I'm gonna use overpower. This is because we do need to help our ball to get up to the green area, so I'm using approximately 3 rings of overpower here. The ball bounces on the fairway nicely and roll up towards the green area, and the only thing that we do have left here is a simple wedge towards the pin. Very tough par 5 here, so be careful, and your plan should be to go into this hole by thinking that you should not making a mistake. For hole number 6, we do want to play with a driver that gives us at least 6 bars of topspin if we can choose. The problem here though is that we do have headwind, so the big topper is not going to be the play here. I'm going to have to play with the extra mile to have the distance enough so I can get my ball down to the fairway on the right. And the reason I want to do that is because the shot is becoming way easier to drop for the second shot if I just get over the rough. I am in max distance of my club, red ring by the rough line. I'm going to adjust for max plus 20, and then it's time to use all the curl that I do have, and in the end here I do want to hit perfect or great right. The thing that we do miss here is that we do need just a tad more overpower to get the ball to miss the rough there, and unfortunately we clipped the rough. But even if you clip the rough, it's not going to be the end of the world. You will still have a good chance for an eagle. Second shot is going to be with a short iron, and from this range here we're going to play most likely in medium distance of our club, and we're going to have to improvise a little bit. I like to aim directly on the green by using a little bit more backspin. And if I do get my drive as I wanted to, I'm gonna be in minimum distance of my club. But now, as we are not, we play medium distance of our club, and we aim directly at the hole, having in mind that we will be having, you know, to adjust from a higher to a lower point, which means that we're gonna lose a little distance. We need to aim directly at the hole, especially when we're using 4 bars of backspin like we're doing now. Medium distance minus a 20%, perfect ball. And you can see here that we're getting this one pretty darn close, and it just stops short of the hole. And as I said on hole number 2, come on man, like we cannot let the ball go short in line. That's never gonna be something good. But good chance on hole number 6. For hole number 7, we are once again on a par 3 gonna use the Guardian, and the reason we're gonna use the Guardian is because we're going to want to minimize the risk of losing the birdie and also still keep the possibility of making a hole-in-one. I'm in the end going to use 7 bars of backspin. I'm going to keep myself in absolute maximum distance with the Guardian level 3. Have in mind that you can play the same shot even if you just got the Guardian unlocked with, you know, Guardian level 1. And that's why I wanted to suggest it here as well, because Guardian level 1 you will get unlocked very early in the game. Maximum distance with a 30% over adjustment, which is a very hefty over adjustment, but we need that because we're playing this shot very downhill, as many of the par 3s in Whitecliff. It comes in absolutely beautiful, and on hole 1, on hole number 7 here, is very rare, and it's something I take all day and every day. You may notice that I played with a Quasar and not a Navigator that you have in the info box, but rather play with a Navigator to reduce the wind as much as possible, to make the adjustment as easy as possible, especially when we play that much downhill. For hole number 8, we will utilize the tailwind here, trying to take a shortcut over to the fairway that is above the bunker. Maybe an aggressive route to when we look at it like this, but the benefit from doing this is that even if we get into the rough or into the sand, that meaning we roll too long, we will still reach for the green in 2. And second of all, if we manage to get the ball down the fairway, we will be able to get a very good chance making an eagle. So I'm adding 4.5 bar topspin, 2 bar side spin to the right, and having the second bounce to show just beside the rough line. Adjustment medium distance with a 10% over adjustment, and then we go with half of the ball halfway through the circle to the right. Bouncing on the fairway nicely over the rough, and then we roll on the fairway, and we're landing nicely here on top here at the 325 yard mark. Second shot is going to be with a long iron, and here you play with the long iron you feel the most comfortable with. For me, I play with the Goliath level 6, and I'm using one backspin, and as I'm not having a better ball guideline, meaning not having 4.0 or better, I'm going to leave the ball guideline short, as I need to compensate for the rollout that we cannot see with this lousy ball guideline that we're having. Aiming directly for the pin though, and then we're going to adjust for medium distance, no elevation whatsoever, and then obviously try to hit perfect. And perfect ball, and it's on its way, and it bounced on the fairway. We're getting it up here, we get to zoom in, we know it's going to be close. Right that pin for a lovely eagle here on hole number 8. For hole number 9, I want us to play on the top left here, trying to gain as much distance possible down the fairway. Here, it would be a great benefit from trying to play with the big topper, even though you have it in a low level. Max topspin and a little bit of side spin to the right, as meaning use as much side spin to the right possible. Adjustment here is maximum distance plus 20, okay? You adjust, and then you're gonna push up to max once you are done, because we do want to gain as much distance on the fairway here possible to get as far down as possible. Now, max curl to the right, and you will see that I do hit great right as well. And what will that tell us? It tells us that we could started our aim point more to the right already from the start. The ball will bounce and roll very nicely down the fairway. Really stay away from the left side there, as the left side will most definitely be a problem if we're gonna reach for the green in 2. But hole 9 is a very difficult par 5 to play no matter what. So what would you do with a lower level big topper than level 4? If you don't have the same power, you obviously need to go with overpower. So if you have a big topper level 4 plus, you can continue to play without having to go with overpower, but otherwise you need to add some overpower so you compensate for the loss of power. Second shot, I play with the horizon. This, as I do have a good ball guideline with the horizon in already low level. I'm using topspin here, so I do have the ball guideline to be going to the pin, and also using side spin to the right to take myself away from the bunker on the right, which will help me if I either over adjust my shot or I hit a bad great right. Adjustment is going to be maximum distance plus 10 is what we're doing with the horizon here. So we do adjust, and then we are going to take our shot. Perfect ball, and the ball is on its way, and we're looking for the ball to bounce into the rough and then roll, and in this case we dropped this one for a lovely albatross. But in the end though, it's not something that I do expect to drop all the time, but I do expect at least to hit the rough, and that will make sure that we do secure the eagle at least. Thank you so much everybody for watching this playthrough for Rookie Division with the tournament win here for the White Cliffs course in the Ryder Cup. Video here is sponsored by Golf Clash and Playdemic, and make sure you get your package with the best guides on the market by going to patreon.com/golfclashtommy, link directly in the description down below. Once again, thank you for watching and good luck in your Golf Clash game.